Hello everybody. Hi. Intros are stupid, so I forgot to film an intro, but I remembered now, so hello. I don't know what happened, but today I woke up and I'm happy, and I know what happened. I want new medication. So I wanted, book-wise, I wanted to start this year with a good thing. So I was gonna do two things. I was either gonna start this year with a tangent of self-help books, sharing them with you, of course. But then I was like, you know what? I can get bored reading self-help books, blah, 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 blah. So I'm just going to start the year with an author that I know is going to make me happy. We're gonna be reading Regretting You because I regret not starting reading Colin Hoover books sooner because I was afraid of being judged because I don't like when something is hyped. And I want to be special and I don't want to do what everyone else is doing because I'm just like quirky like that. Because everybody liked her books and everybody were being judged because they like their books because they tell them that the writing is easy and it's for people who don't really enjoy actual literature. Which is fucking stupid, by the way. I discovered that I'm a fan of them. I wanted to read this for a while, but I don't know, like the back of the book didn't really grip me, but I always remember that the back of Colleen Hoover's books never really grip me, and then I end up loving them. So I hope the same happens here. First one, but then cut it. You know what to do, bitch. So we're gonna start the year by reading Regretting You, and yeah, I'm going to start it, and I'll see you when I have some thoughts. It's currently night and I've read the first chapter. And I quite like it so far. So the first chapter we are introduced to Morgan and it's from her point of view and we are following her and her sister, her baby sister and her boyfriend and his friend, her baby sister's boyfriend. So they're like a clique. The first line. I don't know, like this isn't gonna be an awe moment for everyone, but it is to me because it's so fucking relatable. I wonder if humans are the only living creatures that ever feel hollow inside. I don't understand how my body can be full of everything bodies are full of, bones and muscles and blood and organs, yet my chest sometimes feels vacant. That is so fucking relatable to me. It's not the thriller type of opening. I just spat all over you. It's not the thriller type opening line where you're just like gripped for the thrill, but it's so, like, I annotated it the moment I read it because it's just so fucking familiar to me. And just only the first chapter, I've already met so many points that I loved so much and felt relatable to so much. Nothing has changed in my life recently to explain this profound emptiness I've been feeling. Or maybe it has, and I'm just too afraid to notice it. Also that, it's just so fucking relatable to me. So we are in a little pickle. Because Morgan, I don't know, should I spoil? Wait, is that in the back? Yeah, Morgan Grat and her 16-year-old daughter, Clara. So it's in the back. So how we got to Clara, how we got to get Clara? Well, by fucking, of course. And other than that, so Morgan and Chris are together and her friend, her sister Jenny and Jonah are together, and then Morgan realizes that she missed her pee-pee. Morgan realizes that she missed her period and then she just like suspects that she might be preggo, and then we meet. So at first you don't know if this is a scare or whatever, and she starts thinking about her future and what we're going to do because we're having a literal like fucking pregnancy scare. And then at first I noticed something because she like has this communication with Jonah that she shouldn't have, considering her boyfriend's best friend and her little sister's boyfriend. Like she shouldn't be communicating with him the way she's communicating with him, but she is. And I'm like, uh-oh. And then she completely fucking like admits it, and she's just like, I'm having feelings for someone that I shouldn't be having feelings for. I'm having feelings that I shouldn't be having in the first place. And I'm just like, oh fuck, I like that, because I don't know, like so many authors are afraid to do this. So many authors that I read are so fucking predictable, and not that Colleen Hoover is not predictable, because she is. Like most of her books that I've read so far are so fucking predictable, but most of the authors are afraid to make a character, especially a main character, like this fucking unlikable, or to do taboo stuff that would make you just hate her, but I like that. I like the ending of chapter 1. She's telling Chris, like, testing the waters. She's telling him, I think you're gonna be a great dad. We haven't gotten anywhere yet, so we don't know shit and how this is going to end for her and how it's going to fucking begin for her, and like how she's gonna tell everyone and stuff like that. But he says, yeah, I would like take care of Clara, and she's like, who's Clara? And he's like, my future daughter, that's what I'm gonna name her. And then next chapter is 17 years later, Clara. So like, we know it happened. This is just the first chapter, but so far it's very familiar and relatable, and I like it so far. I mean, I just started, but this is around the time where I can tell if I'm going to love a book or not really, but this is a good start. Okay, so I just finished chapter 3. I don't know what happened, but this is the most boring fucking CoHo chapter that I've ever read since starting to read her books. So it's whatever her name is, I already fucking forgot. Morgan. It's Morgan's birthday, and it's like 17 years later, and she has a daughter and everything that I told you before. And like the entire family, her sister and her sister's boyfriend and blah blah blah, and her kid like met in her house with Chris. And it's so boring. Like, she keeps going on and off about every fucking little small detail that no one cares about, and she keeps repeating the same things so many times. It's actually like starting to become annoying. She's like, I swear to God, she says that Jolly Rancher watermelon flavored is her favorite flavor like 7 times. She keeps repeating it. She's like, oh John, I remember that watermelon is my favorite flavor. Oh, I remember when I was young and watermelon was my favorite flavor. Oh my god, he used to carry it and watermelon blah, 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 blah. Remember the quote that I liked that was relatable, like that she said about like not being fulfilled and feeling this emptiness and not knowing where it came from and stuff like that. She repeated that fucking same thing like 15 goddamn times in this last chapter, and it's so annoying. Every like 2 sentences she's like, everyone has it like figured out and I haven't. I just feel this emptiness in my chest, and then something boring else happens, and then she's like, I just like feel so invalid and empty. She just keeps repeating it over and over again, and I swear to God, if this lady was a spice, she'd be flour. She's the most boring goddamn person that I've ever seen, and she feels so sorry about herself, and it's so annoying to read. It honestly is so, it's not charming. Like, there are so many characters that feel sorry about themselves, and it's relatable. It's actually like relatable and done well, but this, it's just so goddamn boring and annoying, and it's like self-pity in such an annoying way. Also, they invited Clara's friend, and she's literally like the most annoying dude that I've ever, the most annoying character that I've read ever. And oh my god, like she keeps interrupting everyone. She keeps talking, and then Chris, like at some moment, he says, who keeps inviting her? And I'm like, yeah, exactly, who keeps inviting her? Like, this is the chapter that I've gotten introduced to her, Lexi or whatever her name is. This is the most annoying person ever. And then that combined with Morgan's fucking boring ass person, self-deprecating boring ass personality, it's literally the worst combination in the fucking long ass chapter. We took a dive and it's not looking good. I don't know what happened. But it's not looking good. I just needed to vent because it was so annoying rereading the same thing over and over again. Bitch. I just finished chapter 5. I fucking knew it. I didn't want to update and say I suspect this and that, for one, because I don't want to spoil stuff. I don't want this to be spoilery. But I started suspecting. First of all, this is the first chapter in the book that has me flipping pages, and I was just like, thank God something is happening, but I suspected it. I'm telling you why I suspected it. If you've read the book, you know. If you don't, something really fucked up just happened, and I suspected it because like when someone would go off the room, the other one would enter and they would like exchange stuff, and then he said, I'm not gonna say who, okay? He said like, are you excited about tomorrow? And she was just like, yeah. And that was just fishy to me for some reason. I don't know, it just was fishy. We all have a gut feeling, and now that explains why Morgan was so fucking sad all the time, was so self-deprecating all the time. She didn't know why exactly she was feeling that way, but now we fucking know. You know what, this is gonna be fucked up, but I'm glad they fucking died. I'm not gonna spoil. I'm glad they are not here anymore. Now I'm excited. This is drama, and I see like what's going to happen now. I see like it's so fucking predictable now. I know who's gonna end up with who and whose relationship is gonna be fixed by the end of the book. Well, but it just gotten so much better. Chapter 5 is where it's at. Chapter 5 is where it has me flipping pages, and I was like so fucking tired, and I was like, oh my god, the last chapter was so fucking boring, let me just get another chapter. And then I did, and then I started suspecting things, and I was just like, uh-oh, something is about to happen, something fucked up is happening in the background right now. And then I was right, and now I just want to read more. It's gotten better. I literally just read just one more chapter, and I don't know why, but this last chapter that I read, it made me cry. It was so sad. Shit keeps happening when I read the CoHo book, and it's not like the best and immediate 5-star. It has something that's so fucking relatable to me, and I'm just like hooked, and it has a special place because it relates so much to me, and this is doing that. And the flow of the story, it just makes you so fucking angry. Like, I don't usually share every thought like this. I take notes and then I sit down and talk to you, but I just feel like talking because it just made me cry and I wanted to share. Hi, I hope you can hear me well. So we got to more than halfway of the book. The title starts to make sense at around now. Honestly, I'm hating Clara, and like when we get to her chapters now, it's like getting childish. And I get it, she's 16, she's young, she's experiencing stuff for the first time, and that's all cool, but it's just honestly getting so fucking immature and childish and just annoying. Although like from an aspect, like you understand it, a 16-year-old going through grief and a 30-something-year-old going through grief isn't the same thing, and that's absolutely like something that I really like. The title finally starts making sense, and I was like weird about the title because I didn't know what it means, and I'm like trying to understand it, but I think it's trying to make sense. I don't want to say because it's going to spoil the book, but I think it's trying to make sense. There's so much more than what like the back of the book says, and that's something that I've like discovered with CoHo books, that it's always more than what the back of the book says, and I wish they would like give it that, because it would be like way more interesting if you've read the back of the book and it has everything that I'm reading about. But so far we like her. It's not a full-on oh my god this is amazing, this is gonna be 5 stars, but we like her. I am so fucking intrigued to know how this whole thing is finally going to end, because honestly at this point I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if the truth will come out. It should. I am like this fucking, I get so mad. The writing is so good that it's making me so fucking angry at the characters and what they did, and like I cannot fucking wait to know. And I'm angry on behalf of them, on behalf of the characters. I want the truth to come out, and I'm so intrigued. If they lie, this probably like makes no sense if you don't know what the book is about, but something happened and they're not telling the daughter, they're not telling Clara, and I want them to tell her. Like, I want her to be angry because I am angry. We're all angry. The anxiety I'm feeling right now, it's a lot. I am almost done. I literally fucking forced myself to stop this because I wanted to talk, but then at the same time, like, I wanted to have my initial reaction, because like even though I took notes, it's not gonna be the same thing, and there's a lot of things that I'm going to forget if I didn't film now. So I'm filming now. The anxiety I'm feeling, it's gotten way better at keeping me intrigued. It's gotten so much better at keeping me intrigued. A lot has happened, and it's so much like, it's a misunderstanding kind of trope, and I hate it. Misunderstanding trope is like my least favorite. It's next to instant love trope. I fucking hate it with all of my heart, and we're getting there. And I'm just like, Clara was like storming out of the house without talking and misunderstanding fucking everything, and I must just like fucking tell her, fuck it, just tell her everything. And then they didn't, and now she's like, everyone is blaming everyone and no one knows the truth. Like, everyone knows their own truth and their own beliefs, and if they would, like, all of this can be resolved if they just sat and talked for 30 fucking minutes. I have much left. I'm worried because there are some letters being thrown around. I don't know how we're gonna fit all of that and them understanding everything and them explain everything and everyone getting together in such a small amount of pages. So I'm like worried about that a little bit. But we're trusting Miss CoHo because we have to. Okay, so on a technical term, I enjoy how easy it is to follow and to understand. I hope this doesn't come out as an insult, but what I mean is it's like easy writing. I agree with everyone that says that CoHo books are easy writing. It is, and I like it. What's wrong with picking an easy book that you don't have to wrap your head around to understand? I don't get it. Someone enlightened me on why we're hating on easy written books, on easy formatting. I really don't understand that. I just like to enjoy the vibe sometimes. I put it down earlier and I was constantly thinking about it. I was constantly thinking about Clara and Morgan and how the fuck this is going to end and what's gonna happen between them. So that's definitely a good sign. Bro, chapter 24 was so fucking difficult. Okay, this is just gonna be this chapter and then we're gonna start resolving things. We don't really have much chapters left. Please start resolving this. I am having a crisis. But no, chapter 24 was awful. It was so fucking annoying because of the misunderstanding. Like, you know, let me explain. You know what's happening. You know who's at fault. You know the truth because you are the reader. But the fucking character doesn't. And they're angry at the wrong person. And this whole fucking situation could have been resolved if they just talked, but they're not. Because as angry as I am, I'm also like so intrigued because she like mentioned the letters earlier just like slightly and I'm like intrigued because I want to read them, but at the same time I'm so fucking angry and I literally want to take breaks because I'm so fucking angry. But at the same time I don't want to take breaks because I want to know how this is going to be resolved. I want this to be resolved. Like, please be at a happy place. Please have a fucking conversation. I don't know what's happening. I don't know where we're going with this, dudes. I don't know where we're going with this. I'm done with this. Like I said, I finished yesterday after I talked to you. Let's talk about it. This is gonna be weird because I got this lovely comment, and first of all, thank you. Second of all, I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try my best to show you because I've never done this like this. So we're gonna be talking about it and doing the same look that they requested. The way that Clara was treating her mom, although it's like understandable, and I'm trying to keep an open mind and to keep like telling myself that this is understandable, but it was like the most fucking annoying shit that I've ever read in such a long fucking time. So yeah, I'm gonna use like a thin brush. This is a painting brush, but that's what I'm gonna use. Use like a graphic liner or face paint or whatever, something that doesn't harm your face. Did like a thick inner liner like that. I clean it up later because this sucks. Wow. Like that. I would have loved to go all the way, but my eyes are weird, like one is more hooded than the other. So I just sort of go whoop and then a whoop. And this, like, every time it's bigger than the last. Like my eye, you can see that it's not connected at all, and like that's mostly it. The things like the writing, the pace that led everything to go to shit, like the orgasm of the story, or like when the truth will come out and everyone would just say everything and stuff like that. The moments that led up to it, it was well done. It like made you really annoyed and made you wait for that moment of impact more, made you wait for that confrontation where finally the characters would confront each other and would talk to each other and would like explode. It was so well done, and the moment that it did actually happen, it just felt so satisfying. It's sort of what's worth reading all of that, because I told you it was so annoying, like reading Clara's point of views and like the misunderstanding trope. It was so fucking annoying, but the moment of impact just made it worth it, in my opinion. And for the flowers, I don't really like fuss around with them. I just do dots. I'm using the brush, which is a wrong idea. The dotting tool is like 10 times better. So for the emotions, I thought they were really, really well done. The anger, the not accepting what the fuck is happening. Even like some of the times it even felt real and it made me tear up and it made me emotional because it truly felt real. There was a moment of realization for Clara that like who's in the wrong. There was just a moment of realization for her and I loved that moment, and it just made me think more about people and what they're going through day to day. And so for the eyes, honestly, just add as many flowers as you want. They're just 4 dots. Also, I found that the contrast between Morgan and Clara was really, really well done. When you're reading Clara's chapters, you'd want to gouge your eyes out, you'd want to gouge your ears out. You feel like you're reading a 16-year-old's chapter, and it's fucking annoying. And it's maddening, and it made me so fucking angry so many times that I just wanted to skip this whole thing. But then you get into Morgan's chapters and she's not this boring bitch anymore, and you actually feel compassion and you feel like you're reading from an adult's POV. So at the end, my one complaint, last chapter, so Clara and Miller were working on a project, right? And the last chapter, they like described that fucking project in detail, and I'm good. Like, I could have done without reading this chapter. It literally added nothing. One thing about me is that I fucking love blush. So yeah, I don't remember if I did the white freckles with that look that day, but I think I did. I don't feel like I would have done this look. Like, I would have done flowers and a full white liner without doing some white freckles. It just does not feel complete to me. Like, I don't feel like I can do this. I could pull this off with black or like a darker color, but with this, just white, I feel like I can make it as big as I want. I feel like I can make that so fucking big that it would connect to the back of my head and I would still look cute in it. While doing the film project, like in the last chapter, Clara said it was 5 minutes but felt like an eternity. Yeah, reading that chapter, it was literally like 5-6 minutes. It felt like a fucking eternity. It wouldn't end. Well, this is a really, really sweet story and a well-plotted story. I did enjoy it a lot of the times, and I liked how intriguing it was and how well it kept me intrigued. It's not like the best work that I've read, but I did really like it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye.